Hey, what's going on, my fellow railroaders? Welcome to the Canada Line. You got a day today? Got our order sheet in. Looks like we're picking up wax flakes today and dropping them off at Siding W. Sounds perfect. Let's get rolling. I was using the poker chips to evaluate load values. Oh, wrong way, wrong way. Come on, little buddy. There you go. You're in. Nice and neat. Slow and steady wins the race. I don't know if anyone's ever said that to you before, but it's a true saying. Here we go. Let's check the coupler and make sure it coupled, because I have a lot of trouble with knuckle couplers on curves. But then again, as you can see, I'm using the old school. I'm sorry guys, I'm dated. All of these need to be filled with wax flakes. That's what we're doing today, a fill order. But let me show you some of the classics before we get started. There's one of our classics. Do not expect that handle to turn that conveyor belt. It will not. That's another classic. That is complete metal. Whole cab's complete metal, sleeper's complete metal, and that whole trailer is metal, all sheet metal. Mayflower classic. Back there, that fire truck in the back. That one's old. There's a couple Tootsies, Ford Thunderbird, and from what I can find on my research in F1, here's our farm. Farm's gonna be revamped soon. If you think you're gonna get those little cows to stand up on a layout like this, good luck. You're doing something I don't know. Something that I don't know of. Anyhow, here's the poor side of town. Yeah. Here's our construction company and their building. Then you got Ameren. I'll give you a little look here. Right underneath the dimmer switch is a window where all the wires come through. Here's Horker Military Base. And yeah, that place is a trip. Then this main drag here is all the rich people and their houses. You can see they got a lot of space. This house, this guy's a rail fan. Yep, that's why he bought a caboose as his own personal clubhouse. Now, this truck here, there's two Phillips screws if you can see them. That's because you have to build it yourself. I have like one other vehicle that's like that. It's a blue and white van somewhere around here. But those two even came with their own little vehicle lifts. And the lift I just moved to a mechanical shop in the town because it just fit so perfectly. There's the gas station. These three buildings, you buy them in parts and you put them together like a puzzle. So I kind of had them as a construction scene before, starting off with the base foundation and then a flatbed holding all the parts, until they finally were complete. Just to kind of make it look like a scene over the few months that I put those together, just because, yeah, I don't know, I was bored. It was a thing. Anyhow, as you can see, some of our stuff really didn't exactly belong on the model railroad, but kind of wound up fitting in nonetheless. Like this house right here, that's like Christmas. And so is that one. These are like gnome houses that definitely fit in, and I mean, all this stuff fits in really good. I'm just putting it that way. All that gnome house stuff from Dollar Tree and like Family Dollar, it fits in perfect. But yep, our main train all the way through hauls bulk wax cubes and then goes ahead and hauls wax powder. Let's see if I got a small piece of bulk wax I can show you. Oh, here's some. Here's our bulk wax that needs to be ground down still. Here's our grinding facility. A small grinder and the beast. I don't like using the beast. It takes a lot to use the beast. This is how we don't spill anything. That basically works like a bucket, and it just scoops. And then we pour into here, and by hand, we level this with the car so that all our flakes don't go flying everywhere. Well, you guys are probably bored about me talking about it. There's the park. Yep, I had to put a caboose in the park. But I'm sure you guys are bored with talking. So let's get to some railroad action. Oh boy, here we go. Now if I can get my phone to steady. Sorry guys, I don't really have a stand or anything. Maybe if I do it like this. A little bit better. Yeah, like that. Alright. Get you guys trackside. Let's get some action going. Oh. Get that out. Burn my drinking, but I'm make sure you're clear of the track. You're clear enough. Now, time for the film. Sometimes the wax likes to get stuck in the hopper, and that's not always a bad thing. The poor hopper. This hopper was from that tower, but because it was falling apart and I couldn't really put the tower back together, yeah, I just demolished that thing. We used a remote control excavator for the demolition, and it just works out perfect. Come on. There we go. Alright, that's 3 cars down. Oh. What happened there? I'm not gonna back it up. There we go. Alright, let's keep it going. A lot of this is just candle wax. Yeah, as you guys can see, this is an interesting little task, but all worth it, because this is going to make a lot of candles. Yeah. I'm finally starting to run low on our grindings here. Get some more cars in front of you guys. Oh, got a little sidetracked there. That's it, boys. That is all of our load. We cannot pick up any more wax. And even though I told you all that bulk, the reason why is because all this wax here came out of what we call a pure block of wax that comes from Michael's craft store. So this is all like clean wax. The other stuff is all reclaimed stuff from burnt used candles. So let's show you our terrain. There she is. Look at all that wax. Let her roll on down the line. Switches. The downfall of the switches. They like to derail cars once in a blue moon. There we go. The reason I'm leaving it run right now is because I got a re-railer right down the back here. I put random re-railers in positions to where I thought they would help the most as far as keeping everything back on the tracks. I'll just show you a little about my train because that's got to go back into that siding, and I really don't want to mess with a headache right now. So we use the SD60M. It's rated for 30 ounces maximum pulling capacity. So I can guarantee you all this wax isn't 30 ounces. Nowhere near close. You got Horker Airfield. The helicopter actually works, but I never use it because the only remote control they give you is like an over-glorified kill switch. It's cheap. Very cheap. Five Below cheap. There's my controller. Just a small Walters. Whatever. Here's some of my older engines. I'm 35. This and this. The steam engine. And the F8. Or F3. Whatever. I have trouble recognizing those. But they have been around since I was 12 years old. SD40-2, that's our secondary engine, just in case we do overload the SD60M, but we don't do that unless it's the airfield. The airfield train here, yeah, that gets heavy. Because you can see what the airfield has, all heavy stuff. So, yeah, go figure. This one was also around since I was 12. That flew off the tracks one time, hit me in the chest, and just because I was so stunned, I fell back into the wall. This one needs a new drive gear and was a box find at the flea market. This one works perfectly. It's just no pulling capacity. Doesn't work at all on this one. Full metal body, heavy. This one, it works. I just, again, no pulling capacity. Broken stem on the back, so you can't hook it up to a tender. So, here's what it is. This tender was crazy lightweight. Crazy. I had to add actual weights inside of it just to keep it from derailing. Okay. Got a couple box cards there, bolted down with nails just because I had nowhere else to store them. Seriously. I had nowhere else to store them. So, it is what it is. They were all small nails for an old gauge. We got our coil car, nuts inside it. Kind of see if I can slide it open, show you what I mean. Yeah, all nails. I'm not gonna bothered. I don't want to show you guys what's on the military train. Just, military train just has too much, and it takes a while to explain. So, in our city, you can see I set up different scenes with the cars every now and then. And that car's from the cheap side. Yeah, you can figure something stupid happened for that many police to be on him. And this is probably why, but anyhow, this place here is Kelly's Pub, and so Kelly's Pub has a statue called the Tipsy Turtle. Now this is neat. Excuse me, guys. This is neat. These guest houses, made in Japan. I wouldn't even begin to know how to look them up to find out how rare they are. But man, got a little New York Central caboose. I don't use cabooses with my models. I'm sorry, guys. I can't do it. When you have something like an SD60M pulling all of it, what's the point of a caboose? You know, Country Bob isn't going to go and blow up the tracks just to try to take something out of a hopper. Huh. Oh well. We've got the mine over here, and that place is nuts. This is a real rock. That's a real boulder. That's heavy. I carried it myself. So is that one back there in the corner. That one is a terranium sort of thing. That's just a salt lamp turned upside down. Yep. Here's our mold. We line it with aluminum foil so it doesn't stick like that wax does. Oh, that thing is heavy. We're talking 30 or 40 pounds of heavy. The semaphore tower, you can see why we use it as a wick holder, because it works. It's high enough, it doesn't get bothered by the heat, and it can hold 3 wicks at one time, 4 wicks at one time, because this is our 4th mold for candles. Here's our heating tower. You know, we just take a hand torch like this one. If I can get this thing to light, it's low on fluid. But we just stick it in like that and hold it underneath and watch our wax melt. All of our cars get lined up from this siding all the way through. And I mean, you guys are probably wondering the big question. Dude, with all this stuff, with all the gravel, with all the wax, and everything else, how are you maintaining it? Well, I clean it all the time. I'm constantly doing track maintenance. That is one of the biggest things about this layout, is track maintenance. I'm talking low because people are asleep in my house right now. But as you can see, we even had to replace the turnout with the wrong type of track just because it works. And that's like this switch. It's broken, but we may do. That piece of rail is actually keeping the switch from swinging back right now and sending everything into that siding. It's just make do with what you got, you know. That's the name of the game when it comes to railroading and model railroading, and especially in this case, micro-industrialism. Make do with what you got. Yeah. Now, here's our little wick holders. That there is a full wick ready to go. Just go ahead and tie your string on and lower it down. I'm not gonna do it because it'll take up too much time. You saw how much time it took to fill these, right? It's gonna take even more time just to melt down and everything. I'll have to do that on a second video. But for now, let's take a look at some of the rare stuffs. Yep. So let's go over here to the big boys. I'll explain these to you guys and show you some rares. Okay, starting off with this dude who's rare. You won't find him again. This was made by Nyland. All metal. 1925 to 2000. Well, except for that. I threw that on extra because it's a metal body. Why can't I? And yeah, the whole trailer's metal. And check out the capacity inside this trailer. It's just lit. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, sorry. Well, then we got A924 with one of the flats. That's going in for repairs, but usually his job is to stockpile candles on his flat. And when the candles are full, he can go ahead and haul them off. Usually he can hold about 24 to 30 some candles because he can hold 12 on one layer. So if we double stack layer, that's 24. Here's our repair boy. If we need on-the-spot repairs, he comes over and has all the tools. 4-way lug wrench, Phillips head screw, and there's a flat roaming around that needs to go back on this truck. Somewhere. Here's our tower. Needs work because it needs to be taller and wider. That O gauge I'm thinking about pulling out of here. That's an old antique tractor there. Yeah. Has a box that goes on the back, but that's over in the other room right now, and there's people sleeping. There's one of our beams left over from that poor tower that hopper I was using came out of. And I mean, the reason why is because that tower was just falling apart. We had to demolish it. There's no other choice. Custom loads that I made. That's kind of there's a good example of a reason why we do not show the military train. It's because the military train holds all sorts of different stuff. Oh yeah, the bucket to a bobcat. There's our farm. As you can see, we do custom placarding on some stuff. It shows up a lot on our vehicles too. Like over at the airfield, I'll show you the military trains placarding. But over at the airfield, try to keep it slow. See, we have custom placarding on each one. But what's in here? Anything? I didn't think so. Wait, there is some wire and maybe a couple of bullet heads. That's what these are. These are all just bullet heads for reloads. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more than copper, basically. Copper and lead. And none of these are real. I just stuck random already shot off shells onto random bullet heads. And it kind of worked. Kinda. One, Oshkosh there. Actually does pull around some trailers from time to time. The trailer hitch is kind of useful. I really was shocked. There's our junkyard. It doesn't produce much at all, if anything. Maybe if anything, I might be able to find something I can semi-use for construction from it. So it's almost going to be just pulled from the layout completely. Really? Oh boy, there's no point. I'm sorry guys, it is still early. 4 a.m. or so. Now, you see Jack's Boxcars, $5 fines at the resale shop. I love them. Streetcar named Desire, the green one. This one's the San Francisco Trolley. St. Louis Cardinals, the home team boys. Yeehaw, get it done. Y'all boys go ahead and win that World Series. Everyone wants to see it. Our lighting. Yep. Well, I think I've shown you guys my layout pretty good. Any questions, feel free to ask. I'll have to show you the warehouse in a different video. But yeah, anyhow, all my railroading brothers out there, you know, keep at it, man. You guys are awesome. You know, us model railroaders, we're all the next generation of small business. Small businesses that use real industry, just on a small scale. Anyhow, you guys heard it here first from the Arctic Wolf. I'm the old Arctic Wolf of Collinsville. Keep on railroading, everyone. Keep on doing what you do. 'Cause y'all are cool. Anyhow, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. I gotta go ahead and get myself a good old breakfast skillet made. And then hop the next boxcar a couple towns down. I'll catch you on the flip side. This here's the Arctic Wolf, and we gone. Bye-bye.